What's going on, ladies and gents, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Lee, and today we have got a very special guest. We have the 2024 Yamaha MT-10. Now, I've had this bike for about 10 minutes and I've got it for just over an hour, thanks to the lovely people down at Capital Moto in Clapham. So if you are in need of a bike or any parts or servicing, then give these guys a call. These have been really helpful, really nice to talk to, really pleasant. And yeah, let's just quickly go over the bike before we get a move on. Right, now starting from the back, we've got the MT-10 specific tail tidy. We've got the Yoshimura R11 exhaust, which sounds lovely, may I add. It's also been decatted. It also has a face only a mother could love. The headlight arrangement isn't my kind of thing, but we'll get into that as we go along. I did manage to put the 360 camera on the bike as well, so you can actually see me as well as what's going on. We've also got these rather tasteful bar end mirrors, which I'll be honest, don't really work for me because my shoulders are too wide. It's in the lovely Yamaha blue, which is very, very nice. We'll take a quick look at the dash. If anyone's seen the MT-10 dashes and the R1 dashes of the past, you will know that it has all the same kind of features and functions. We've got rider modes, we've got different levels of traction control, slide control, power. It's currently got 217 miles on the bike, and we've got a full tank of gas, and I've got an hour to do exactly whatever I want. So let us start her up so you guys can hear this gorgeous exhaust. Now, for a can that's not the nicest looking, it sounds fucking lovely. I mean, have a listen. Sounds delightful. If you weren't already aware, I've been here before. This is Battersea Park. This used to be one of my old haunts back in the day, and we are now going to go for a little bimble around and have a bit of play with the traffic. You are currently in B mode, so it's power setting 2, traction control at 3 and slide control at 2. So here we go. First thing we need to negotiate is a couple of speed bumps. So if you bear with me, just while we get through these horrible, horrible, horrible speed bumps, then we'll get out onto the main road and see what this bike is all about. I've been toying with getting one of these bikes for a long, long time as it goes. And the first thing that I noticed, how upright you are. I mean, as you guys know, I've got a 2013 R1 plus my 2007 Ducati 1098. So you guys know that I'm more used to the sports bike seating position. I love that quick shifter and auto blipper. I believe this is from the factory like this, and obviously bear with me as I try and figure out what's going on, because I've not ridden this bike before, so I'm very much learning. The throttle response is a little bit lackluster, but that could be down to the mode I'm in, and also I'm not exactly giving it the beans, shall we say. Unlike this fella on the MT-07 with absolutely no fucking gear on at all. But that noise, ladies and gentlemen, listen to that. Whoa, sounds delicious. And what we're going to do, we're going to put the MT-10 through some real world scenarios. So we're going to do some low speed, some high speed, some filtering, stop-start traffic. As I'm kind of looking at getting one of these at some point. Don't ask me when, but I'd like to get one at some point. But that quick shifter is just delicious. I love it. It makes my gear changes sound like an absolute fucking amateur. The brakes are pretty good as well, surprisingly. For stock equipment, like stock levers, stock master cylinder, stock brake lines, actually they perform very, very, very well. I'm not going to be going too mad because I don't particularly want to get arrested. I can't get enough of that quick shifter, ladies and gentlemen. See, this is why I need one on my R1. It's just, oh. That's all I can say is, oh, everything just works so well on this bike. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's almost seamless. Now, like I said, don't get me wrong. I don't know if I could afford one just yet, but given half a chance, I probably would get one. I don't know if I'll get a 24 plate R1 MT-10. I'd probably get a 18 or 19 plate because I'm not really a fan of this headlight. But that aside, it feels a lot lighter than what it lets on to be, if that makes any sense. With these big sit up and bed kind of bikes, you know, 1000cc, hyper naked as they call them, you'd expect them to be extremely vicious and very hard to control. But I'll be honest, this is a lot easier than I thought it would be. You know, don't get me wrong, I'm no Valentino Rossi or anyone who actually knows how to ride a bike, for that matter. In terms of the seating position, it's very nice, it's very relaxed. Handlebars are nicely splayed apart, so I'm not basically elbow to elbow like I am on sports bikes. I can't get over that sound. Listen to that. Oh, so good. I've been overtaken by a push bike. That's not happening. Goodbye. That quick shifter sounds so fucking good. Ladies and gentlemen, I need to get a quick shifter, whether it be on one of these or just in general. I need to get myself a quick shifter. Like I said, this is literally the first time me riding an MT-10. So I'm literally feeling my way. Like I've already said, we've got it in mode B, which is the second mode of the four, because you've got A, B, C and D, which is the wet mode. Currently got it in power mode 2, traction control at 3 and slide control at 2. So if this was my bike and I felt like I could be a bit more heavy-handed with it, then I could quite easily fiddle about with the different modes. But right now we're going to leave her in B mode because it's kind of the most commonly felt mode that I'm used to, i.e. like with the R1. So far, agility wise, very easy to throw about, very easy to live with, very easy to control. More than just a capable machine. And I keep going back to it, the quick shifter on this is absolutely sublime. If only I could have a quick shifter like this on the R1. Come on Yamaha, make a retrofit quick shifter that comes off the MT-10 that goes on the 2009 to 14 R1. Please, I beg you. I know it is a detuned R1 motor, like it's from the 2CR, but my god, does it sound good. I mean, like I said, I don't profess to be the next Valentino Rossi or actually know where the fuck I'm going with this bike in terms of how it feels to me, but as I'm trying to translate it to you guys, and when I'm dealing with arseholes like that, it's like my track day all over again. And speaking of which, if you haven't seen it already, ladies and gentlemen, I was lucky enough to do my first ever track day this month for my 40th birthday, and that is going to be on the channel if it's not already in the next couple of days. But what we're going to do is I'm going to find the A3, go for a quick black down the A3 and back again. Well, and I just got hit in the face by a bee. That certainly was not pleasurable in any way, shape or form. This quick shifter is so good, ladies and gentlemen. It's so good. I can't explain how good it is. It just really is that bloody good. And like I said, I'm not going to go nuts on the bike. It's not my bike at the end of the day. If it was, then it'd be a different story, but it's not mine, so I am going to treat it with some level of respect. Like I said, I'm going to go and find the A3, have a quick black down the A3 and come back, give you guys my initial thoughts and feelings on the bike. So far I am super duper impressed. I mean, like really impressed. It's nowhere near as loud as some of the MT-10s that I've seen and ridden with, and people that I know who own them have their bikes a lot louder than this. But I think, in all fairness, this MT-10 with this specific exhaust and link pipe sounds just about right. You know, it's the right level of naughtiness, it's the right level of burble, it's the right level of pop pop bang bang. Technical term, as you know. And yeah, it just works. This bike is just, it's awesome. Apart from the not so nice sounding, or I should say the not so great clutch action, which I presume I could probably get dialed out with a set of aftermarket levers, or just basically just fiddling with the actual clutch perch itself. But as a straight out of box bike, it's lovely. It literally is lovely. I mean, not wanting to be too crude, but it sounds the fucking bollocks. It really does. I actually think it sounds better than my work colleague Ennis's MT-10, who's got full Austin racing exhaust on it. I think this actually sounds nicer. I know nicer's not actually a word, but you know what I mean. Finding neutral's really easy. The grips are nice and chunky, which is good for me. Because unfortunately I have got fat hands. Let's just say that normal people would not struggle with these grips. That was nice of him to let me go. The MT-10 is rapid, and I mean super duper rapid. And I know a lot of people are going to say it, and I know it's been said before, and it is a detuned R1, let's be honest. It's a detuned R1 with some upright bars, and I'm not going to lie to you, it sounds the absolute dog's bollocks. I just wish that the clutch feel, or the clutch action, was a little bit sharper. But again, like I said, that could be down to the mode I'm in. I am blown away by how nice this bike actually is. And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, this bike is it's very naughty, but I like it. I like it a lot. I really do. Could I see myself owning one of these? Definitely. Most fucking definitely. Sorry, I don't mean to swear, but I'm that engaged with the bike. The engine braking is not too bad either. I wonder if the R1's engine braking is anything like this. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Wandsworth. Not one of the nicest places in London, but definitely not the worst. And when I say that, this is coming from someone who used to live in central London. But once again, I would like to thank Capital Moto for lending me their amazing MT-10. It sounds lovely, it handles lovely, it goes like an absolute fucking steam train. The quick shifter, the auto blipper, absolutely sublime. And honestly, I couldn't be happier. If I was to buy one of these bikes today or tomorrow or in the next month or so, I would not be unhappy. Admittedly, there are a lot of different options and gadgets and gizmos and buttons and settings and stuff like that you can play with till, you know, the cows come home. But as a standalone bike, as it currently is, honestly, I cannot complain. So as soon as we get to the A3, give it a quick tickle down to Roehampton, then back again. find myself a petrol station to set my sat nav, and then we shall head back to the dealership. But like I said, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful, beautiful bike. Quick shifter is absolutely divine. Oh, those pops sound amazing. I don't know whether my camera's picking it up or not, but ladies and gentlemen, the pops and bangs from this exhaust are amazing. And the pick up and go on this bike is brilliant as well. I mean, I can see why, like I said before, my workmate Ennis, he's got a 2019 MT-10, I believe, and I can understand why. Oh, that sounds so good. I don't care what anyone says, that's got to be one of the nicest noises ever. All I've got to do is get my head around how light this throttle is and how light the clutch is, and we'll be sound as a dollar pound, as Dave Lister would say. I mean, it just works, do you know what I mean? I know it's an R1 at the end of the day, but it works. For a bike that's, in inverted commas, a do-it-all kind of bike, apart from these mirrors that I'm not 100% sold on, it's an absolute fucking weapon. But the way that quick shift just pops and bangs, oh, it's orgasmic. Ladies and gentlemen, it is orgasmic. Listen to this, ladies and gentlemen, just listen. That sounds so good. So good. Oh, ladies and gents, I'm over the moon at how good this bike actually is. I really, really am. Right, so ladies and gentlemen, let us conclude the video. I've waffled on long enough about this bike. Where do we begin? Well, let's start with the negatives. I wish the connection between the throttle and the clutch was a little bit more crisp. Other than that, that is literally the only thing that I can say that's of any kind of downer. The engine is immense. It's fucking glorious. I mean, listen to that. The downshifts as well. It sounds so good. I know this isn't a full system, or at least I don't think it's a full system. It's the Yoshimura R11 exhaust and decat, if I remember rightly. And boy, what can I say? Absolute gorgeous noise, gorgeous sound, really, really good handling. It's got 100, what these have got, like 180 horsepower. They got torque for days. Amazing, amazing handling. They have the ability to put a lot of sports bikes to shame. I mean, I know I could never outperform this bike no matter what I do on it, but beautiful, beautiful machine. I can't say anything more than that other than the fact that it's an absolute weapon of a bike. This guy is going to move or what? Yes, you're going to move. Thank you. But that noise, my God, it's intoxicating. Oh, the pops and the bangs and the burbles. Oh my God, I'm in love. I want one of these bikes. I think I need to get one. I really do. I can look past the ugly face that this thing's got. I can look past its flaws, like the way the headlights look. It looks like a squashed seagull. But everything else just makes up for it in absolute bucket loads. You know, the gearbox is sublime. The brakes are brilliant. The acceleration is out of this world. The agility that it's got for a big bike like this you know, it's unheard of in most cases. You know, I don't even think the KTM Super Duke 1390 Evo has this kind of level of confidence inspiring handling. Okay, I haven't gone through any of the settings on the bike, I've just literally stuck it in B mode and that's it and left it. But, and this is a very big but, with a little bit of fiddling about, I could get this bike to be exactly suited to me. You know, properly suited to me, like the throttle response, the traction control, the ABS if it's got it, and all the little intricate bits that I could do to make it work and handle better for me. That's easy enough done, do you know what I mean? But on the whole, I honestly, truly, hand on heart, ladies and gentlemen, I am blown away by how good this bike actually is. Just the noise alone is enough to make me want to sell a kidney to buy one. Apart from that little delay on the throttle response, what an absolute weapon. I would buy one of these in a heartbeat. If I had 15 or 20 grand, however much these are, with this exhaust on it, I would buy it in a bloody heartbeat, ladies and gentlemen. I really, really would. And once again, I can't thank Capital Moto enough for letting me take their bike out for an hour or so last minute. It literally, I emailed them on Sunday just gone, and they rung me back literally within an hour saying, yeah, we've got a bike you can test ride, come down ride it. I was like, yes, fucking lovely, I want a bit of that. And this bike is, it's out of this world. Admittedly, it is, what, this is a 2024 plate, so it's 11 years newer than my current R1. I wouldn't sell the R1, but I would definitely have one of these. I definitely would. Gorgeous machine, absolutely gorgeous sounding machine, gorgeous handling. And I don't care about what people might say, oh, you know, you should have got one of these years ago, you should have done this, you should have done that. Yeah, shoulda, woulda, coulda. And what? I'm glad I've ridden one. I'm glad I can say I've actually now taken one out, ridden one, had it for an hour or so, and literally been able to enjoy it. Do you know what I mean? Because I could have asked my mate at work if I could take his MT-10 out, but the problem would then arise that I'd be deaf as a fucking post. The way this MT-10 works and handles, it's just gorgeous. I don't know what else to say. I'm running out of superlatives for it. Sounds amazing, handles amazing. Admittedly, it hasn't got the nicest looking exhaust on it, but again, it's one of these things that I can overlook because it just, oh, it's just so good. The bike as a whole is amazing. It really, really is. I cannot express how good the bike is as a whole. Like I said, it has got a few imperfections like what any bike has. The headlight arrangement's not my cup of tea, shall we say. The throttle connection to the clutch is a little bit but again, that could be down to the mode I'm in. It's almost like I'm having to wait for it to pick up. You know, there's a little bit of a delay, which is not ideal, but it's not the end of the world. Like I said, it could be down to the mode I'm in. It could be down to it's a bike I'm not familiar with. It could be a lot of things, but on the whole, I've thoroughly enjoyed riding this bike. I really have. And yes, okay, it's not going to be a technical video. You know, there's not going to be a lot of stats or statistics or anything like that. This is literally just a real world review of a 2024 Yamaha MT-10, and I have to say, I'm impressed. But yeah, ladies and gents, I am over the moon with how good this bike is. This isn't a video that's going to be full of stats and figures and whatever else. You know, there's plenty of other videos out there that will give you all those figures if you really want them. This is just one man on a motorcycle enjoying what he loves the most, which is riding bikes. Now, believe it or not, I've never once, or should I say, I've never had the privilege of dealing with Capital Moto, but seeing as how good they were with this, I definitely believe I'm going to be going back to these guys to get more test rides if they'll have me, or should I say if they have them, and if they do, I will be all over it. Oh, it sounds so good. Oh my god. Right, well, ladies and gentlemen, this is where I'm going to leave you. I'm almost back at the dealership, and the last thing I want to do is gush in my trousers. So for now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for sticking around to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you got anything out of it, please feel free to let me know in the comments box down below, and I will get back to you as quickly as I possibly can. And if there's any questions, please feel free to also do that. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you have been amazing. I have been Lee, aka Rollin Thunder, saying look after yourselves, look after each other, stay safe on the road, be aware of COVID-19, be safe, be happy, and as always, adios.